Hey, what's going on, guys? Markel here, back with another video live. I'm using the iPad. I'm not exactly sure if you can hear me or not, so I'm going to test that real quick to make sure you can hear me. Okay, so yeah, you can hear me fine. Okay, cool. All right. Why did that come back on? Okay, cool. Now, I have two comments I want to respond to that were left during the week. Okay. First, though, before I get the comments, what's up, Mr. B? How you doing today? First, before I get the comments, let me just say this. I know a lot of us are taking a lot of medication, okay? We are taking all kinds of meds, and sometimes we can get dazed, we can get confused on reading something and interpreting it a certain way, interpret what it's saying a certain way. So what I would say in those instances, if you find yourself confused, instead of just filing a claim, call the 800 number and make sure you're reading what it says correctly. Or if you live close to a company pen office, one sec. Hey, Google, turn off alarm. Okay. I'm a train of thought. Oh, go down to a company pen office and make sure.
Just asked about an alarm. I don't see any set.
Okay. Asked about an alarm. Asked about a claim, and make sure that that claim is correct that you're filing. Now, with all that being said, let me get to the two questions. The first question I got was someone who applied for the auto grant. They got denied when they applied. And then they went online and they found something online that says they qualify for the auto grant based on both knees, which have been replaced and now have ankylosis, and they have arthritis in their back. Okay. They're saying that whatever they found online saying they qualify for the auto grant based on those things. And then they asked me, what should they do? When I read that, I wrote them back and said, well, I don't see anything that you qualify for the auto grant with. I see you qualify for the equipment grant, because if you have ankylosis of the knees or like your elbows, which basically means that your joints are stiff. They're very stiff. They're very hard to move, but you can't move them. That's not going to qualify you for the auto grant. That qualifies you for the equipment grant. So then the guy gets mad. Mad at me. I'm like, when I wrote respond back the second time, I'm like, look, man, take a second, step back, and think about this, okay? You already got an answer from the VA denying this claim. So why all of a sudden would you think I'm going to tell you something different than what they're going to tell you? If it's not coming from the 38 CFR, if it's not coming from the VA's Court of Appeals, then I don't care what you saw online, they're not going to accept it. They're only going to accept it from those two places. That's it. That's what the law says. Okay, so I didn't hear back from him after I wrote that part. All right, let me get all these in. What's up, Chief? What's up, Mr. Brown? Global Paper. Yes, sir, $5 grand minimum. YouTubers living too close to the margins. What's up, Howard? Let's see, I have another CMP next week. I did not put in for that increase. Now, okay, I'm gonna answer this one real quick for Mr. B. Mr. B, I don't know what you've been seeing for recently, but whatever it was, it must have been bad enough for them to set up a CMP, because something has either gotten worse or something has gotten better. But if the VA took it upon themselves to say, we're putting in a claim for you to get an increase, then something obviously has gotten worse. That's why they're sending you to a CMP exam. Cortex, okay. Frontal lobe, prefrontal cortex. Okay, mama's boy was never told no. I don't know, man. You know, the VA had already gave them an answer, and you know, it's not often that they'll send you a denial without giving you an explanation. So they had to give him an explanation, and I'm pretty sure they told him he didn't have any qualifying disabilities. But you know, people, they read certain things online, but you got to look at the source online where you're getting it from. if you're not getting it from the Court of Appeals, if you're not getting it from the 38 CFR, if you're not getting it from the VA's own website, I don't know what to tell you after that. What's up, Mr. Miles? What's up? Having house party in my car. What's the topic? I'm just answering questions from the week, Mr. Collins. And then my second question. This was even better. My second question. Okay. The second question I got was someone who's 100% PNT receiving SSDI wrote a comment wanting to know what the maximum amount was for a VA pension. It was like 138,000 plus, right? And they wanted to know if they're below those limits, they should be fine to apply for the VA pension. And I'm like, what? So I responded back and said, first, I don't understand your question, because if you're already 100% PNT, you don't qualify for the pension. The pension is for low to no income veterans. It's not for people who are already on PNT. I can make a guess, an educated guess as to what happened. I would guess this person, when looking at the qualifications for the VA, saw that it said permanent and total by nature. It didn't say 100% permanent and total. It just says, you can go to the VA's website. It'll say one of the three qualifying things is you must have a disability or disabilities that are permanent and total by nature. I'm going to guess as soon as they read that part, they didn't read any further, because if you go one block down further, it'll say that you can qualify either with Social Security or supplemental security income, which is need-based. So when they saw permanent and total, I'm guessing they assume, okay, so I'm 100% PNT, I can file for a pension. That's not how that works. The VA is not going to give you 100% and then turn around and give you a pension that's need-based for people with no income. That's not how that works. So I haven't heard back from this one, but I'm sure they did not interpret. That's what I mean by medication and filing claims, guys. If you're not sure, call the 800 number and ask them to give it to you in layman's terms. If you're close to a company paying office, go in, man. It only takes, you may sit there 10, 15 minutes, talk to someone, man, and make sure you're interpreting what it says correctly, and save yourself time, save yourself them finding a mistake and lowering your disability, because that has happened. I'm just saying, man, make sure you understand clearly what the rules are or what it is you're filing for, that you actually qualify for it, instead of filing a claim, getting denied, then getting upset, and you don't understand because you believe you have it. If someone takes the time and explain it to you in layman's terms to where you can understand it, then you should be fine. But just don't start filing claims that you do not qualify for. I had to break away for the Kushner's Clinic Live to support the okay. Kushner's, what is that? Kushner's Clinic Live to, okay, I got you. Let's see. If I am receiving disability from the VA, who can I speak to make sure I don't get charged with fraud if I start to work? I'm permanent and total. I'm 90% sure I'm safe, but I need to clarify. So you want to go back to work. So I'm assuming at 90% then you're TDIU, right? Are you talking about working full-time? Are you talking about working part-time? I mean, if you're talking about only working maybe 10, 15 hours a week, where you're going to be below the poverty line and what you're making, you're not talking to anybody. But if you're talking about going back to work full-time, right? If you're talking about going back to work full-time, then yeah, you need to go down to Company Pen and let them know what you're getting ready to do. That you want to go back, to try to go back to work. And they'll do like Social Security and put you on a trial period for so long. And if you can manage to work for whatever period of time, you go back and you let them know, hey, I appreciate y'all giving me TDIU, but I want to go back to work. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see, when you're dealing with VA, you have to read it almost 10 times It's true. You gotta read it and then reread it. And if you still don't understand it, call the 800. That's what they're there for, right? Call them. Or if you're close to the CMP office, go down to the CMP office and talk to them. No. Full-time working, no TDIU. Okay, well, I'm lost. Then how are you PNT? You got me lost. Okay, I'm gonna read what you wrote up here again. If I'm receiving disability from the VA, okay, who can I speak to make sure I don't get charged with fraud if I start to work? I'm PNT. I'm 90% sure I'm safe, but I need to clarify. Okay, so you're not TDIU. You say you're 90% sure. Are you 100% PNT? Because if you're 100% PNT, you ain't got to talk to nobody about nothing. You go out and work whatever job you want. If you're 100% PNT, I want to make sure that part is clear, that you're scheduler on the number, right? You don't have no TDIU, no nothing. You 100% on the number, you're TDIU. You can go down to Company Pen and talk to them, but they're going to tell you the same thing. At 100% scheduler PNT, you ain't got to talk to nobody. Go out and get a job tomorrow. Yeah, if you're not TDIU, yeah, you ain't got no worries. But if it makes you at ease, you can go down to the Company Pen office and let them know that you're ready to go back to work. And they're going to tell you the same thing, bro. If you're not TDIU, ain't nothing they can do. Let's see. Chief don't get scalped messing with the 100%. Just saying. Yeah, he's not TDIU. Now, if he was TDIU, hell yeah, you better go down and talk to him. But at 100%, scheduler, PNT, nah, there's plenty of people out there working with that. Get a VA Walmart job, greeting job. I don't mind getting reduced. No, they won't reduce you. Is he working part-time or classified as PNT? Big difference. Yeah. So he 100% PNT. Yeah. As long as he's not TDIU, guys, and there's plenty of people out there working jobs who are 100% PNT on scheduler, not TDIU. I'm talking 100% scheduler on the number. You won't have no issues. But to put your mind at ease, go down to the Company Pen office, or you can call them Monday morning or tomorrow. I think they're open tomorrow. You can call them tomorrow and ask them. They'll tell you. Scheduler 100% PNT, you good. You won't have no issues with that. Is TDIU, whole different ballgame. And people who are on SSDI, whole different ballgame. I already did a video talking about both of those. So if you one of those and you trying to go back to work, yeah, you need to go talk to somebody and let them know what you're doing instead of you just doing it on your own. But with scheduler, you're not on Social Security, anything like that. Yeah, you ain't got to tell nobody nothing. Well, don't get reduced. Cash out what you don't need. Let's see. SMCS, not housebound. I got it. So you basically qualify for SMCS because you have at least one disability that's 100%, and then you got other ones that add up to 60% or higher. So you qualify based on your rating, not the actual doctor saying that you needed a percentage. I got it, Chief. Again, to put your mind at ease of what I'm telling you, go ahead and just talk to them on the phone, let them know what you're getting ready to do. And they're going to tell you, bro, at 100% scheduler PNT, you can go out and work a job. Or you can attempt to work a job. It's not that big a deal. Here's Mr. Chan, same thing. I'm 100% PNT and working a full-time job. I'm telling you, as long as you're scheduler PNT, nobody's going to say a word. You good to go. What's up, Love and Freedom? Yeah, he's laughing. Let's see. My father has chronic leukemia, and he's retired vet who served in Vietnam back in the 1970s. What percentage can he collect in disability from Agent Orange? I can't give you a percentage because I don't know all the details. All I know is I see you got chronic leukemia, but first they got to connect him, his Agent Orange, to get service connected. That's the first step. But if I had to guess, and they have a presumptive. So depending on, you said in the 1970s, I can't remember where the presumptives go back to. But if I had to guess right off the bat with chronic leukemia, I mean, you're probably talking 100. You know, anywhere from 70 to 100 would be my guess. But again, I'm not the one that's making the decision. I'm just giving you a guess. But the first thing I would do would go down and file for him for Agent Orange. Now, depending on, and please go watch that video I did with presumptives. That will give you an idea of the range of the years when it came to Agent Orange, because I did a video talking about that. Unfortunately, I can't remember everything from those videos I did. No problem, Chief. But yeah, people, if you're 100% P&T on the number, not TDIU, you can go out and work whatever hell job you want. Make as much as you want. It has no bearing whatsoever. None whatsoever. So don't trip and think, you know, oh man, they going to mess with my money if I go out and get a job. No, not scheduler 100% P&T. Now, unless you like something with mental health, 100% P&T, I would talk to my doctor first before I just go out and try to get a job. That would be my only exception I would tell you guys. You 100% strictly PTSD, yeah, go talk to somebody before you go out there and get yourself a job, especially talk to your psychiatrist. Hold up, I missed one. No problem. Can you explain what is presumptive? I read recently that I approved a couple things for those of us. Let's see. That I approved a couple things for those of us who deployed to Afghanistan. Okay, presumptives are basically issues that have arisen with veterans where the VA may have denied it before and is doing a certain period of time. So, for example, with Agent Orange, they have a presumptive period. I'm just going to guess because I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm going to say from 1971 to whenever it ended in Vietnam. What was it, in the 80s? Whenever that period ended, if you were in a certain area at a certain time, it's already assumed that you have Agent Orange. Okay? It's not, because most of the time they don't even have those veterans' records. They've lost those records. The veterans from the Vietnam era, very few of those, they even have their records. But if you can prove from your DD-214 or from buddy statements or from something that you have from like your lieutenant or section sergeant, whoever can show that you were in this particular area at this particular time, it is assumed that you have these disabilities or this, whatever it was, Agent Orange. Same with the Blue Border veterans. Okay, I got you, love and freedom. But hopefully you understood that. Let's see, Markel, I hate to bring in drama, but someone needs to kick Bay out of Colombia. I had enough of him. Who is this? Bay. I don't know what this is. Kick Bay out of Colombia. Timothy Henry. I don't know what this is. Okay. Moving on. I'm sorry. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're 100% PTSD. Please leave job alone. Don't want to see you on the news. Yes. For God's sakes, if you are 100% PTSD, please, if you're trying to work a job, talk to your psychiatrist first. Do not go out there on your own, get a job, and then the shit hit the fan, because it ain't gonna be pretty for you or anybody else involved that you got into a situation with. That you have that rating for a reason. Please do not take it upon yourself to just do something with 100% PTSD or 100% in anything in mental health. Take it upon yourself to just go do something without talking to your psychiatrist first, please. BAE. Oh, man, I got nothing to do with that. Hey, I got nothing to do with that. That's, you know, that's up to YouTube and whoever else. I got nothing to say, nothing to do with that. I've had my feel. You know, I have moved way beyond that situation. All right. Any other questions you guys have at this point? So I wanted to make sure I came on and I cleared up those two issues for those people who left those questions on Friday. I'm sorry, during the week, so I can answer them today on Friday. Any other questions you all have? Love and Freedom knows what's up with that. Yeah, that's what we talking about. But I'm like, I'm not touching that. I'm not getting involved with none of that. I have learned my lesson clearly from trying to help people. I'm not getting in nobody's drama. None. I'm leaving that completely alone. All right. Any other questions you guys have? And I am definitely looking forward to Tuesday, Roll Call Tuesdays. Those are a ton of fun. I wish more of you guys would come on or just come on and say hello. You know, especially you female veterans out there who watch. You guys can just pop your head in. You know, you don't have to be on camera. You can just say, hey, how you doing? And so on and so forth. Now, I will be going live tomorrow on my other channel, which is Markel's TV and the Tech channel, Tech Travel Vlog. And I'm going to have, hopefully, TaylorMade on. Now, the reason I'm going to have TaylorMade on, and I want to be clear on this channel, and I'm going to announce it tomorrow on that channel, not my main channel, but on that channel. I'm inviting TaylorMade on, but I'm not inviting his subscribers on, okay? I've already had a couple of his disciples come to my channel with some hood bull crap I'm not into. There's a particular reason why I don't go on these types of channels, because a lot of the people who associate with these channels are people I wouldn't give 30 seconds to, just being honest. So with that being said, I will try to have TaylorMade on my channel tomorrow so he can talk about why he refers to the United States of America as the Matrix. Because personally, I don't understand. I don't understand why you biting the hand that feeds you, talk so much crap about the country that is supporting you while you live in another country. That is an enigma to me. You know, you're basically saying, because the Matrix is supposed to be about control. I don't think people realize how much aid the U.S. pays to the Dominican Republic, pays to Colombia, pays to Brazil. Matter of fact, I'll give you the total number. There's over 200 countries, or 200 countries and nations that the U.S. gives aid to every year. The fact that matter of fact, let's get into this real quick. Why do you guys think it is so easy for you all to enter these countries? Why anybody else from those countries got to go through a whole rigmarole just to go to the U.S.? You enter these countries because the United States of America pays these countries millions, if not billions of dollars every year. That's why you can pretty much go anywhere, and why the citizens of that country can't even step foot in yours. That's a fact. Okay? So to me, when you're sitting there bashing the country that's allowing you to travel, because you're saying, I'm leaving the Matrix. Well, yeah, you left and you went to another one because the same place that you just left has a hand in the country you just went to. So you didn't, what exactly do you think you're free of? Because America's influence is in all these countries. They're giving them millions. You think I'm going to give you millions and I'm not going to have say so on what you do? Where does that work? You got a house. You ain't got no money. You want money from me to help you pay your house. Okay, I'm going to help you pay your house. But anything I want to do at that house, I'm doing. Is that not how that works? I'm going to have influence. I'm the one paying the bills. I'm going to have influence. The U.S. has influence all over. Here's one that's funny, because I had someone leave me, well, in the Philippines, we don't have it. Man, please. The U.S. the base has been kicked out of the Philippines since the 90s, right? Since the 90s. How many of you all knew that there are soldiers that's been stationed in the Philippines since 2002? They still there right now. There's any time between 600 to 1,000 soldiers in the Philippines. Do you know how they're there? military exercises. We've been doing military exercises in the Philippines since 2002. See, people get online and they say a lot of things. How many of them actually research things, right? Like there's a ton of bases that are closed. They closed a ton of bases. There's still 800 bases between 70 countries and nations right now. Right now. Google it. Go to the US website and look it up. There's 800 bases in 70 different countries and nations right now in 2022. All I'm saying is, man, and I'm not telling the man what he should think and shouldn't think. All I'm saying is, bro, you have an entire group of people believing that they're leaving a country, going to another country, and in that other country, you are solely benefiting from being from the United States of America. That's all I'm saying. I just want to understand the logic behind it, because you're not free. What are you free from? Nothing. Anything that you're doing in the DR, you're basically doing it because you're an American. If you were a regular Dominican, I can guarantee you 90% of the stuff you're doing, you could not do, period. Love and Freedom, you haven't choked on them chicken wings yet. Let's see, are you willing to your sub? I guess you said meet you. No, I'm not meeting with nobody. No. Nope. The person that you named earlier is one of the main reasons why I will never know, unless I personally know you already. No. Let's see, where can I register my buy as a guys? Kind of ride out what you want to say. Let's see, where can I register my car? I guess you're saying my bot. I don't know what you're saying. The car as a disabled veteran. Can you write that again? I don't know what you're saying. Register my something. No, Mr. Collins. How do you get to an outside dentist or eye doctor when you're with the VA? You request it. You request. You go to the patient advocate office first, and you request to be seen by an outside doctor, outside dentist. They have contractors. Either that, or you can call the what's the 800 number from that white card. They changed the name. I go through this every single time. It was called the Mission Act, or is it still called the Mission Act? I forgot what they call it now. But there's an 800 number you can call on that and request to be seen outside. You don't have to go to the VA, but you can start with the patient advocate office. So tailor-made number. Dude, I'm not trying to challenge him at all. Here's what happened. I was asked several times, because I wasn't even going to bring it up, but I've been asked several times why I do not refer to the United States of America as the Matrix, because that seems to be something a lot of people want to call it. And in that video, I'm just responding on my opinion as to why it is not the Matrix, because you're not free when you go to these countries. You're going to a country that the US is giving aid to every year. So how are you free? The US still has influence in that country. They have influence with their politics, with their policy, their local policies. So what exactly are you free from? You act like when you leave the US and you go to the DR, you come here to Colombia, or you go to Brazil, you totally free. The only thing in real talk that they free of is prostitution. That's it. Because if you watch any of these videos that talk about anything, they'll start off talking about a phone. 5 minutes in, somebody in the comment section then start talking about prepaids, and then the rest of the show is all prepaids. That's really what this is all about. It ain't about no freedom. What freedom? Where you free at? Where are you free? Because if you're free, or I'll put it to you this way, you want to be free from US, here's what you need to do. You need to go somewhere that's controlled by China, Russia, or North Korea. That's the only way you're going to be free from the US, because there ain't nowhere you going the US don't have influence, especially south of the border. They ain't nowhere south of the border. The U.S. doesn't have influence. Matter of fact, you all should go to the Office of Government Accountability and see every country and how much the U.S. pays every country every year. That allows you people to go to these countries with no issues. These on this side are the list of countries. In the middle is what the US has already obligated to pay, and on this side is how much they've already paid. So this whole thing that you got it in your head somehow that you are free when you leave the US shores. Yeah, you free, all right. You free, all right. The only thing you're doing is just proving that you're not doing your own research and following something and saying something because it's popular. I'm not a sheep. I'm not going to say something without researching it and understanding it. Because even here in Colombia, I'm not free from the US. They still got control. How do they have control? I just went through the visa process. What did Colombia have to do first? Colombia had to contact the US to make sure I had the income, I had everything else. Okay? You're not free from nobody. I don't care what you do, how you do it, you're not free from the US south of the border. Period. Point blank. Mr. Morris, how you doing? That's it right there, Mr. B. You want to be free? You don't want to be in control? Denounce your citizenship, which they will never, ever do. Because they know if they do that, they can't go to these countries. Where the hell they gonna go? Where the hell they gonna go? I think they refer to the Matrix because of the movies, Blue Pill, Red Pill. Blue Pill are people who live in the US. Red people are expats. They are trying to bash the US when they use that comparison. No, sir. Then I must be interpreting what they wrote to me, and I wish I still had. I think I deleted it. Because they told me it's about a system of control. Okay? It's not explained to me as red pill, blue pill. They're explaining it to me as a system of control. And even with the analogy that you just gave, it's not like, again, you're leaving U.S. influence. If you're going anywhere south of the border, the U.S. has plenty of influence. The U.S. normally has troops in all these countries, even here in Colombia, that most people don't even know about. Don't even know that they got troops. Yes, they do. They got them here. Again, the government website explains a lot of this. The Office of Accountability. Go there and look at it. Go there and research it. Everything you want to know, where these soldiers are, what we paid Iraq last year, what we pay in Iraq this year, it's all there. The DR just got a $1.4 billion earmark from the U.S. to help with their economy. You think they're going to give these people $1.4 billion and not have influence in their country? You're tripping. Everyone wants to be like Mike. No, Taylor despised the Matrix due to the supposed racist system in place. But again, bro, this is what I want to talk to him about, because do you not think there's racism in the Dominican Republic? This is where I'm confused. So you go to a country supposedly to get away from racism. Okay. Talk to the people there without paying them. Take a moment. Just find some people on the street and talk to them. You're not paying them. Just talk to them. Ask them if they're black. Because a lot of people from the States love to give people labels. Well, they black, just like I. Ask them if they're black and see what they tell you. They're going to tell you they Taino. They're never going to tell you they're black. Them hearing that they're black is an insult, because they're going to say, no, that's America. That's not us. You ain't got to take my word for it. Anybody that's in the DR right now, don't pay them. Don't say, here, let me give you this and you sit down so I can talk to you. No, because they're going to tell you whatever you want to hear. Talk to them. Talk to them. If Uncle Allen was here, he would tell you they don't consider themselves black. That's a label. That's the U.S. label people love to put on. No. When you talk to them, they'll tell you, I'm not black, I'm Taino. And they could be as dark as the damn midnight. They're Taino. That's what they will tell you. Facts. Let's see. Taylor didn't hate the Matrix, but in the end, the Matrix would have saved him because they had good health care. When I come, no, no, I ain't meet nobody. Dental for VA, you must be 100%, or total disabled due to TDIU for the. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm assuming that they knew that, Mr. Chance, when they say can they see them outside, that they already knew this part. Because if you're less than 100%, they're not gonna see you. You know, not unless you already had a service connection for dental. So that's my fault, Mr. Chance. I appreciate you putting that out there. I was assuming they already knew that part. Got a partner that looks just like you. Y'all both look like the bear in the movie Ted. What the hell? I deploy them all over the world. You can catch a hoop to those bare bases. What's up, K Mac? Kalo K. You guys. Love and freedom. 357. Let's see. Don't forget, Iran is another country we don't control. No, we don't control Iran. Forgot about that one. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea. There you go. Go there and be as free as you want. Well, as free as they allow you to be. If it was not for the U.S., we would not be able to make the moves and do what we do. That's all I'm saying, Mr. Mack. I just don't understand, that whole concept of, well, I'm gonna leave the matrix and I'm gonna be free. You free from what? Are you free? Let's see. For me, leaving the matrix is a state of mind, not a location. Is when you leave your life freely and follow your own path without the certainty of where it's going to end. Destiny is all. Okay. Now, this is the truest statement right here. Racism is global. Because if you guys have been following any of the news here, there's a lady, she's Afro-Colombian, she's running for vice president. If y'all go to her Facebook page, you would think she's a U.S. citizen. Because every name that you can think of in the States, they call her that here in Spanish. Every name, no different. Let's see. Ain't nothing smooth about y'all looking like rough side of a mountain. But y'all tripping. All right, Mr. Mack. Let's see. 3 5. I don't know what they're talking about on that one. Let's see. I don't follow. Okay, because he seems like a. Look, I got nothing against my man. I got nothing against Taylor Made. I'm just trying to understand the philosophy. That's all I asked about. Because from the comments that some of his disciples left, and I'm reading this, I'm like, how the hell are you free? Because you left the U.S. and then you going somewhere where there's nothing but U.S. influence. That made no sense to me. Put Gary. Let's see. I know enough to walk the light, the beautiful light. Okay. Take a nap. What's up, J Love? Told me to say the same thing. Venezuela and Nicaragua not controlled by the U.S. and South America. I'm gonna leave that one alone. Because the U.S. used to have a lot of influence in Venezuela. I don't know what the current situation is. The state was Venezuela. I never even looked into it because I don't really know of anybody going to Venezuela. I heard that the one dude went there. 11 Freedom sent me a link. Those I'm gonna leave alone. I'm gonna leave those alone for now. But I'm just telling you from what I've seen, I've researched and looked up, and just know this. You have the ability to enter these countries, no questions asked. But ask an immigrant. That's the main thing I want to get to. And I'm going to interview one so they can tell you in their own words. Ask an immigrant who's from another country, who got U.S. citizenship, came to the U.S., and then you got citizens from the U.S. that go to their country and say their country is better than the U.S. Man, an immigrant going to look at you like you crazy. Because you literally are crazy when you say that. If you take the U.S. citizenship away from that American that's in their country, they denounce their citizenship and they become a regular citizen of that country, how long do you think they will last? How long do you think they will last? Because it's easy to say these things online knowing that you have no intention of ever denouncing your citizenship. And you got a bunch of blind witnesses following you, listening to this. It's a whole different deal. You came on one day and said, you know what? I'm going down to the U.S. Embassy. I'm going to denounce my U.S. passport, and I'm going to become a full-time citizen of this country. They will never do that. Never. That's why to me, they just talking. Okay? They just talking. Because to understand what you really are saying by calling the U.S. the Matrix, is like, dude, you didn't leave and go to China or Russia. You went to the DR. You came here to Colombia. You went to Panama. You went to Brazil. The U.S. has all kind of influence. What is it, K-Mac? I see your light. And Cuba. But Syria got hell to pay, killed 4 of our soldiers today. They bombed the base. Yeah. Dude, y'all, look, some of these places y'all naming are on this list that we give aid to. I'm going to just put it that way. Go to the U.S. Office of Accountability and you'll see Venezuela, Nicaragua, you'll see. Go see. They pay these countries millions of dollars every year. Every year they get millions from the U.S. Let's see. Let him be falsely accused of committing a crime or get kidnapped. He will be crying, come and get me. I mentioned that too, Mr. B. I said the moment something happens in that country, who you calling first? Are you calling the Colombian government, the Brazilian government, the Dominican government? No. You're going to contact the U.S. Embassy or the U.S. Consulate. And then your next phone call is to somebody in the States. That's why I just don't get the way people think like that, man. Now, if it's what Mr. Chance and someone mentioned earlier, okay, you're saying blue pill is people in the States, red pill is people who live outside the States, but you're understanding that, hey, you ain't free. You ain't free from the U.S. just because you're in these countries. Don't ever make that mistake. No one's not that crazy to denounce their citizenship. Hey, if people, because to me, people think, this is the way I interpret it from the way his disciples wrote it in my comment section. They're claiming to get away from control. What control? Control of what? Because you're leaving one form of control, going to another form of control, but the only major difference in the control, prostitution. That's the only difference. To me, this is me from the outside, listening to what they say. It's all about prostitution. Any conversation that they have, and I said this earlier, any conversation that starts here in the middle, veers left or right, and anytime it veers, what is it about? Prostitution. Those guys that bash the U.S. like to feel that way because they get blue passport privileges in these countries, similar to white privileges. I'm going to let that one marinate right there for a second. I'm going to let that marinate, okay? Because as I said on my other channel, the very same people who don't want to be exploited in the United States of America will be the very same people who exploit people in the countries that they go to. Think about that for a second. If you're in the U.S. right now, you don't want to be exploited. You don't want to work for nothing. You trying to maximize everything you get. Yet, when these same people leave the U.S. and they come to a country like Colombia, they go to the DR, they go to Brazil, they try to exploit every single opportunity. Now, help me understand that one. You don't want to be exploited. You don't want to be treated a certain way. But you will go to these countries and treat their citizens a certain way and exploit them a certain way. Y'all talking about the light. I'm still in the dark. Y'all know something I don't. Let's see. It took 10 years for my mother to become a citizen in the U.S. I was born in Colombia, and we immigrated to the States when I was 4 years old. So Jay knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I can guarantee you, bro, I can guarantee you, Anybody sitting there telling you, oh, it's safer here than in the States, or it's better for you here than it is in the States. Dude, I'm living here, okay? I'm around people every day. I see the smallest things that they struggle with, okay? I had a friend that we went to Alejandria yesterday. She hadn't eaten in 2 days, dude. The job she has is a commission job. She hadn't made any money. Not made any money. She's literally starving, okay? They don't have the same type of systems in the U.S. that they have in these countries. That's why when people say it's better here, and I'm like, how? They don't have healthcare set up to where you, as a foreigner, can just walk in and just get healthcare without insurance, without being able to pay. Not gonna happen. You tripping. You will not be free unless you're in heaven. Okay. Listen, you've never seen a Nazi skin or skinhead denounce their citizenship. Ain't never been to Germany. I hear you, Mr. Collins. Let's see. There's a VA YouTuber who bashes the VA like crazy, but they're paying him. I don't trust him. He replies to comments from both sides of his mouth. I don't know who that is, but here's the thing about social media, guys. You have to be careful what you say on social media. They look at everything, and everything that you write, everything that you say is now taken in consideration whenever they have to make a decision about your claim with VA or Social Security. The last thing you want to be is somebody on social media bashing your own government, and then you turn around and say, well, I need this disability. I need an increase, but I think the U.S. government are thieves. As if these people can't interpret or read what you're saying, and they have feelings about their country just like anybody else does. You know, the reason why you can say these things is because you're from a free country, the United States of America. Now, is the U.S. perfect? Absolutely not. Does the U.S. have problems? Yes, they do. But I'm not about to sit up here, dude, and call it all kinds of names when they paying me. When the passport that I get from that country allows me to go to all these different places. I just don't understand that, bro. I get free healthcare here. I literally just go to a clinic, sign my name. I get medication sent to me. I get all this stuff done for me from that country. And then I'm gonna turn around and just call it everything but the child of God. Why? Again, it is not perfect. No place is perfect. Every country has an issue. There's no utopia. If you want to be truly free, get all them brothers together, your disciples that believe whatever it is with the Matrix thing y'all got going, buy your own island. Buy your own island, set your own rules, do all that out there. There's enough of y'all out there that are perverts that watch this mess that y'all can buy your own island and do your own damn thing. You ain't got to worry about nobody. Okay? You can have all the prepaids out there you want. Do that. But to sit there and bash something, and then some of y'all dudes still going to school. How's the school getting paid for? Right? Some of y'all getting cars, some of y'all got houses, you got all kinds of stuff. And then you turn around and say, well, the US ain't nothing. Our government ain't nothing. You probably living in a house that you got a certificate from to even get your house. I'm like, come on, man. Y'all, it's I don't know, man. Where we at? Don't talk about combat, Craig. No, he was talking about VA Raiders. That's two different things. Now, VA Raiders, I ain't got no love for. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Bejo is still bad. My family left the Department of Charcoal from Medellin and other parts of Colombia and settled in Bejo. Charcoal is similar to African American living, the South from the North. Okay. Oh, and you know what, man? The other night you listed Ciudad Bolivar, and I was like, what? I don't know what that is. So I did some research. That's on my list now to go to, J Love. There's two. There's one here in Antioquia, and there's one in Bogota. Obviously, I'm not going to the one in Bogota yet, but the one that's here It's like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours away from where I am. But I am gonna go check it out. It's a small pueblo, but I'm gonna go check it out. He said the VA is the enemy. He talks about how they treat the veterans. I'm not gonna call them the enemy, but I'm just gonna say that they don't put the veterans' interest first. I'll put it that way. They have other people that they're trying to get numbers. They're more interested in keeping a public persona than they are actually helping the veterans. I'll put it that way. The only thing you can control is your own actions. Being a U.S. citizen with a U.S. passport in any other country in the world is like automatic. People or life privileges. Please, people see Americans differently. Yes, they do. And a passport is not a right. You don't have a right to have a passport. A passport is a privilege, just like a driver's license. There's no law that says you have to have a driver's license. You have to have a passport. No, a passport is a privilege, not a right. Thank God for the United States, bro. And this is one of the questions I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. Name me another country you would rather be from than the United States of America. Tell me where you would rather have been born other than the United States of America. Please, if somebody on here has another place they would have rather been than the U.S., please write in the comment section. Please voice your opinion on that. Because for all the talking, okay, tell me another country that's better. Where is it better? Okay, Mr. Miles. And a lot of these people are military, bro, swore to protect the country and turn around and just talk about it like it's just okay. Okay. Let's see. Until the U.S. dollar loses its privileges as the world reserve currency, she calls the shots. In my opinion, we're only going through a great reset, like Bretton Woods Conference of 1944. Count your blessings. That's fact, bro. Take away the U.S. dollar. We're no different than any of these other countries. Regardless, the VA still must protect itself. Wakanda. Finland is the happiest country in the world. Okay, so you'd rather be from Finland. Let's see. K-Mac, I see you being a little biased. God and Jesus love the Navy. He walks on water, just saying. Wait, y'all ass. USA is the only country where, as a black man or immigrant, you can start out with $1 and become an entrepreneur, millionaire. Facts. Can't disagree with that, bro. Can't disagree with that. As somebody from the South who never knew nothing, went to the military, went to college, got out, got a job, started working, went back to college, started my own company, became okay, and done a lot of things and met a lot of people, man. I used to see things on TV and think they were fake coming from the South. Oh, man, they ain't got no private planes. You know, they don't have those celebrities and all that stuff is fake until you actually go and you do some of these things and you see these people and they just normal people. You know, you see millionaires, right? You sitting right next to one, you talking to one. They just regular people. You know, they don't have no kind of special powers or anything like that. They were just focused individuals who had a goal and they went for it. And I just think sometimes we overlook that fact. What he's saying is 1000% true, dude. You can enter the United States or you can currently be in the US with nothing and turn that whole thing around. That's one of the beauty parts of that country. You're not going to find many places in the world you can do that. Who's getting ready for the Tesla stock split? Man, I sold my stock I had with Tesla because when Elon got involved with Bitcoin, man, and I lost that money, you know what, I was done with him. I saw he just bought 9% into Twitter. So he's the biggest stockholder in Twitter right now with his 9%. But it's too much manipulation right now in the market, bro. Whenever somebody sends out a tweet, the market's gonna go this way or it's gonna go this way. So I'm just messing with dividends. I'm getting out of all of it. I had some in Tesla. I still have my Apple stock, but I'm getting more into dividends. I took that money I had with Tesla and I put it in Coca-Cola and Pepsi so I can get them monthly dividends too. I had to let the other ones go. What's this? It says racism. I hate the country. Let's see. I don't hate the country. No, it's the races. I can get that right, Wayne. I understand what you're saying there, dude. And like I said earlier, the U.S. is not perfect. It's not perfect. But racism is everywhere, bro. I don't care where you go. Coming here, Brazil, DR, doesn't matter. It's everywhere. You're not going to get away from it. Okay? You're not going to get away from it. As long as the news keep depicting us a certain way, because in every story that I see here from the local news that come from Miami, it's usually one of us. Still in a car, fighting, police chase, you name it. When they get out the car, it's somebody with the skin color. And we get depicted a certain way, as if the rest of the country doesn't have issues. They mainly just show us out of Florida. That's primarily what you see when you go to television here and they want to show a story in the U.S. They usually show a story out of Florida and it's somebody with this skin color. That's just a fact. But we're not helping our cause do when we come and we do stupid stuff. We're not helping our own cause. And I know what Blank Slate said earlier, it's a small percentage of people that's doing it. But the way it's depicted in the news, it makes it seem like it's over 50% of the people who are African American are just the biggest problems in the United States ever. Doesn't say millionaire. Bitcoin, let's see. Yeah, but I gave up on that, man. I don't mess with that. VTI, gray stock. Okay. I had to look into that. To Canada. Okay. Yeah, man, Canada's cool. Canada's just too cold for me. That was my only issue with Canada. Okay. Yes. Yep. The N word is in every language. I found that out here recently. I found that out recently, man, following that candidate here, just seeing the treatment that she's getting. You know, when that man called on live television during the debate, called that woman King Kong, I said, oh my God, this is no different in the States. No difference. When people get upset, angry people, they're going to tell you how they really feel about you. And that's how that man really felt about that woman. Called her King Kong on live television. I'm going, wow. Yeah, that's true, K-Man. But we are depicted in such a bad light in almost every situation, man. And again, it doesn't help us when clowns come here and then they reinforce some of the narratives by some of the things that they do here. Not just here, in all these different countries, dude. It's like they already think certain things about us. And then they come, pants hanging off their ass, loud, slinging the N-word, throwing money in the clubs, yelling outside the window, all in the mall. They up on the 6th floor, you on the bottom floor. You hear them yelling, you like, Canada has a lot of history, but that cold, that's what I'm saying. I can't deal with that weather, bro. Yeah, live life accordingly. You're right. 100 on that, man. Cannot disagree. But again, let me preface this again tomorrow. I'm not trying to change TaylorMade's mind, because his mind is set on what it is, just like my mind is set on what I believe. But I want to give someone the opportunity to explain it, because as someone who swore to protect that country, and I believe he was in the military as well, I just don't get the need to put down a country that you benefit from every day. That's my biggest thing. It's like you would not be where you are right now if you weren't from the United States of America. If you came from Haiti, do you think you'd be over there doing what you're doing right now? If you came from any of those island countries, do you think you'd be doing what you're doing right now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sure it does, man. It's different, man, when you're in these countries and you're American. You get treated different. You get more leeway when you're here in this country. You do. As an American citizen, you're allowed, well, I shouldn't say allowed, but you do get more leeway than the average Colombian will get. If you accidentally forget your mask, they're not going to yell at you and say, you can't come in even after you get your mask if you're an American, okay? I've seen them do that in the mall where a local forgot, no, get out. Gringo forgot, okay, they gonna still allow you in there. I've seen that happen here. I've seen several situations. I've seen Americans go in the DR. Where were we at? What mall? The one that's right down from Blue Mall. The other one. What's it called? The one that has, it's like a Chili's restaurant. I can't remember what the name of it is. But anyway, that restaurant that's like Chili's is like upscale, right? People go in there, nice shirt, tie, they dress appropriately for a night out. I've seen gringos walking there, t-shirts and shorts, saying nothing. But a local try to come in there and walk in there like that. Hell no. You got to go. And the only reason you get those privileges, you're American and you're American money. That is the only reason you get those privileges. That's it. And people should not forget that. Sell hate, we kill each other. Yes, I cannot disagree with anything you said right there. You 1,000% correct. Agora Mall, appreciate that. Couldn't think of it. The restaurant that's on the second floor of Agora Mall. Now, when the main entrance, you go in, you go upstairs, the restaurant that's right here. If you're facing it to the right, and y'all know that's true. When you're a gringo and you're in these foreign countries, you get away with a lot. And it's simply because of where you from. Because they know your country is dumping money into their country. That's why you have those rights. You hear people say, well, man, you're treated like a king. Yeah, you're treated like a king because you're giving them literally millions of dollars every year. That's why. The U.S. Constitution. Yes, Americans, without a doubt. All day, every day. But I don't try to, take advantage of me being an American. Oh, by the way, I did get something yesterday I forgot to mention. Finally got it done. Back being legal again, my ID card. So it's good for another 3 years, but in a year and a half, I'm gonna go ahead and get my residency. So that's out the way. Back being legal. Back to being legal. Any other questions you guys have at this point, man? But yeah, that show tomorrow is going to be at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Let's see. White working. You know what, man? I wonder what would happen. I'm just today's experiment, man. If they would come out one day, the government and all these countries, and say prostitution has been temporarily banned for 1 year. All the people that says, man, it's so much better living over here. I wonder what they would do at that point. I'm curious if they all came out one day and said prostitution is banned for 1 year. How many of them would actually stay? How many? I'm out of curiosity. How many of them would actually stay in the country and not leave? I'm curious. Appreciate that, Mr. Miles. Thanks, J Love. All right, love and freedom. All right, guys, it's been good, man. It's been great. I don't want to go on for hours on this, man. But yeah, tomorrow night, hopefully Taylor Made comes on and we can have that discussion. And again, I'm not looking to have an argument. I just want to have a civil debate and hear his point of view of why he calls it the Matrix. If it's what someone said earlier, they're just distinguishing expats from U.S. citizens, okay. But if it's anything about just bashing the country because you think the U.S. is controlling you somehow and they're still not controlling you in whatever country you're in south of the border, yeah, you tripping. You tripping. But anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody watching again. And until the next time, guys, I am out. Peace.